What could you achieve if you spent it elsewhere? I'm talking about time, right? I'm not talking about money at this stage. I'm talking about time. So I've already talked about how many hours we are wasting, but let's look at it even closer. Let's look at it slightly differently in terms of, okay, you now potentially know that you're using or wasting. No, we're not wasting. We're currently using a certain amount of our time, a certain amount of our days, a certain amount of hours every day, doing stuff that might not necessarily serve us in the long term, okay? And a way to motivate you and give you that kick up the bum to do something different is for you to assess and look at what you could do with that time instead. What if you applied those hours, minutes, seconds to something else? For example, over lockdown, people have been reusing their time or shifting their focus and their time on, say, learning how to bake. They've shifted their time to watching even more telly. They've shifted their time to do different things, all right, over this last year of the downlock, shall we say. And it is about remembering and reminding yourself that that time could be spent elsewhere. You know, it is so powerful to remind yourself of, say, something as simple as how many times do you pick up your phone every day? We've all got an app on our phone somewhere that tells you how many times you pick up your phone, how many times you spend, or how many hours, or yeah, probably hours rather than minutes, that you spend on, say, social media, on, say, emails, on, say, just what I call doom scrolling, right? Whereby you go in because you're just going to check something, and then suddenly 20 minutes later, you're still stood in the exact same place and nothing has changed, right? Like, where could you better spend that time? If you are looking for the urgency, if you're looking for that kick up the bum, if you're looking for motivation, like, could that be your motivation to tot up all of the minutes and hours and weeks and months potentially that, you know, in the next 9 months of 2021, if you were to shift your focus and shift your priority and shift your use of the time that you would say otherwise have used binge watching, gossiping, trying to be right all the time, social media rants and raves and all that kind of stuff, if you spend that time doing something else regularly, where would you be? How different could you feel in 9 months' time? What kind of benefits, how much more positive could your life feel in 9 months' time if you start shifting that time that you use to doing something else on a regular basis? Yes, you know, 5 minutes a day might not seem like much, but 5 minutes every day for a week, that's 35 minutes over and I'm working out the maths here, over a month, that's like 2 hours. 2 hours and 20 minutes. And then over a year, how many is that? 2 hours and 12 minutes, times that just by 12, then that is 24 hours. That's a whole day that you get back for your life. Because if you think about it, over the last year, we've all lost so much time that we will never get back, and time that we could have been using on whatever else, but that time is gone now. There's no going back and changing how we spent that time. The only time that you can control how you spend is right now, right this second, whilst you're holding this phone. Like, what happens as soon as you put the phone down? What happens? Are you going to honestly prioritize how you're spending your time, or is it just going to get frittered away, and before you know it, it's Monday and the same Groundhog Day starts again, the same week starts again, and you're smashing your head against a brick wall because you feel like you're not getting anywhere? Well, have an honest, hard look at where you're spending your time and how you're spending your time, and how that makes you feel at the end of every week. And there'll be clues. Success or failure leaves clues, right? It's just whether you're willing to look at those clues and take them on board and apply them so that you don't make the same mistakes again, or so that you get more of the positive spin that comes from you applying the time to doing the things that you know are going to be to your benefit in the long term, right? So where could you spend your time differently? That is my message for today. Where could you spend your time differently? And how much better could your life be as a result of that?